Hey everybody, welcome to this week's State of the Boom Boom. Today we are excited to have a special guest, Ryleigh Glenn. Ryleigh is the general manager of all of our retail stores, and Michael's got a few questions for her. We're seeing some good stuff starting out the season this year, and Michael and Ryleigh wanted to talk about what we're seeing thus far and what we're thinking for the 2026 season. So Ryleigh, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks so much for having me.
Yeah, so I think the intent of this episode of State of the Boom Boom is to kind of provide our wholesale customers on what we're seeing in the field at our retail stores. Some of our stores are open year-round, but really, once the seasonal stores get opened up, we start to get some pretty good analytics back because they're in different markets that provide more of a seasonal representation of what the consumer is doing in the retail environment. And so we kind of wanted to have Ryleigh on here today to share what she's seen. And so, let's get straight to it. We can just fire off some questions and then you just do your best to answer them. And what are you seeing sales-wise so far in the month of June? Because I think the customers that are opening up, starting today, it's the 15th, so we are starting to see some markets open up. You'll see another good swath of states open up on the 18th and the 20th. Yep. So let's just say if customers want to know, it's like, I'm opening up today, year to year, what are you seeing in June thus far from our stores?
Yeah. So over the first week, we were up about 15%. After the second week, we were up about 25, a little over 25%. So the second week has come on really, really strong. The stores did really well over the weekend. It was a really good weekend for us. So we're seeing a lot of people, they've been talking about the 250th for a while, and now I think that they're really starting to spend like they're ready to put on a show.
Like they're getting ready for the 4th of July.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What about average sale? What are you seeing from that standpoint?
Average sale, we're around 15 to 20% increase, even some stores up to 30, 50%. It depends on the store, but we're seeing some good increases in sales. And I mean, we'll have some people, they'll say they're going big, and it's like big.
So that's really what they're talking about. I mean, when they come into the store, are they talking about specifically the 250th, or are they talking about it because it's a Saturday, 4th of July, a little bit of both?
I think for the most part, it's the 250th. They're excited. They want to put on a show for people. It's we're going big for the 250th, and I think that they're buying more. They're buying more 500 grams. They're utilizing the Ignite. They're planning shows. They're building shows. I think we've really seen a lot of people really planning their shows out and utilizing all the different things that we offer to make it the best kind of consumer show that they can put on for people. So,
for our wholesale customers, I think that's an important detail that, don't be, scared this year to kind of lean in, not only on the assortment of items that you're carrying, but, some of those higher price point, I feel like, where people are kind of timid sometimes, it feels like this year people are leaning in a little bit. And I think that, the numbers don't lie. That's the great part about sales is numbers don't lie. And we're seeing that early. And I think we'll see that, kind of carry forward as well.
Do you hear any, so we can sit here and talk about the positives all day because that's what we're supposed to do. But I think we should address, are you hearing anybody talk about, gas prices are too high. It's going to affect how I'm going to, my budget on fireworks or inflation. Are you hearing anything like that, or is that not top of mind?
I don't think so from the consumer. I think it's a worry among managers and some employees, but I haven't heard any feedback that people are being conservative because they're allocating their money to other more important things. So
I think that's really good to see. I mean, we've been worried about it.
Yeah.
I go back to, I knock on wood when I say this, but I've always said the fireworks industry is somewhat recession proof. Our number one hurdle is always one thing, and that's the weather.
Yeah.
And over the past couple of weeks, in those areas of the country that had some drought concerns, have gotten some major rain, and it seems to have put those fears to bed. And so I think everybody is in prime position to not have to worry about that ugly word.
Yeah, I agree. We don't say the D word this close to the 4th of July, but to Michael's point, essentially Fireworks Over America distributes wholesale fireworks to almost every single state except for Hawaii. And, I don't feel, knock on wood, I don't feel like there's any markets that I would consider like, oh, red flag. We've seen some good rain here recently and some moisture that I think will help carry us through to the 4th of July, which to Michael's point, that's the biggest thing for us to overcome is the weather. So
yeah, I agree. There's always going to be spots, but hopefully that over the next couple of weeks that those that need to see relief get some relief. But at the end of the day, we can't control the weather. That being said, what we can control is good quality product, and I think we've got a lot of it, especially with our new items. So, Ryleigh, what's your favorite? Or I guess you don't have to give us one; you give us a few. But you and the managers, what does everybody like this season thus far?
Dot Muncher is probably the number one favorite among. It was my favorite, and then all the managers that have seen it. It's their favorite for sure. Brain Rot's been a good one. The Liberty Box has been a great seller for us already. Wings of Valor,
I love
American
Wings of Valor.
Honeys. I could go.
Yeah, American Honeys and Wings of Valor. Those are my two favorite, like patriotic, kind of 250th themed items this year. And then outside of that, Brain Rot is. I mentioned that on a previous podcast. One of my all-time favorites.
It's good.
Yeah. So I guess one big question that everybody is probably wanting to know, and I'll ask you, is do you think this will be a record year?
I would love to say absolutely yes. I think it's obviously going to be hard to beat COVID, but I don't know. I mean, I think people are ready to spend some money and to put on a great show. So if we keep this upward trend, it's definitely going to be possible. So,
I think that's an interesting point too, because some of the wholesale customers, I talk to wholesale customers all day, every day. And, I've got some customers that are a bit timid, and they kind of want to play it close on the inventory. And some of them that are open already are, perfectly aligned with what Riley's saying, that, they're seeing some strong sales. They're big tickets, people are really loading up. And, the scary part of that is that if you're playing it close and we're coming down the stretch like that, if you're already kind of lean on inventory, I mean, in my personal opinion, and maybe this is the sales guy coming out of me, like that is a major red flag. And, today's June 15th, so we've got 20 days left. But, if you're this early and you're kind of lean on inventory, that's a major problem because, I mean, as you all well know, if you've been doing it a long time, you know this, and if not, you're going to learn it soon. But all that business comes on the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, and that's when a majority of your business is going to happen. And I would just really encourage you, if you're light on something or you're starting to run lean on something, we still have time as FOA. We still have time to help you guys out and get you the inventory that you need. But all signs right now point to a really strong 4th of July.
That's a good point. And we should talk about the day of the week that the 4th falls on. Not because it's a Saturday, 4th of July, and historically speaking, it's the best day of the week for the 4th of July to fall on. But from a wholesale and distribution standpoint, be mindful of the fact that just because you start out the week of the 4th of July slow, do not wait around to replenish and sit on your hands, and all of a sudden Thursday night comes along and you get sideswiped and you're going into the 3rd and the 4th with not enough inventory. I've said this many times over the past couple of months, is we vowed during COVID to never ever not have enough inventory on hand to supply our customers, which we did not during COVID. And those last 2 weeks, we were out, company-wide, sold out. Yep. Matter of fact, our stores coming down the stretch, a lot of our wholesale customers coming down the stretch, didn't even have enough inventory to get through the 4th of July. Yep. And this year, we are not in that position. We've got plenty of inventory to service our customers all the way until the very end. And so I can't sell what you don't have. And
That's
so don't get caught with not enough inventory on a Saturday, 4th of July, especially with the 250th. Because I think that America's got a lot of cool things happening right now. I mean, you're seeing it with the World Cup right now.
Yep.
The people that are visiting from other countries seem to just love what America's got going on right now.
Waffle House and fireworks.
That's right. That's right. And so I think with the 250th coming right on the heels, or right during the fact of the World Cup happening, I think it's the perfect storm in a good way. So
Agreed.
We've got the inventory to do it.
Yep, for sure.
Yep. Well, Ryleigh, thanks so much for kind of giving us a behind the curtains peek at what your retail stores are seeing. We appreciate you joining us. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to any of your Fireworks Over America representatives. And we're almost there, so finish strong.